Welcome back to Inside Texas Politics. Let's focus in on Dallas County now and the race for Dallas County District Attorney. The March primary will be a rematch of the same race we saw 4 years ago. John Creuzot versus Elizabeth Frizzell again. Creuzot won the first time, obviously, but is now running on his record. His name comes first alphabetically, making him our first interview this morning. Judge Creuzot, welcome back to the program. You made a name for yourself in the first 3 years you've been in office there for implementing bold reforms in the office. If elected to a second term, what other reforms would you like to take a shot at?
Well, let's talk about the things we promised and did. Number one, we said we'd tackle mass incarceration. And the entry point to that, unfortunately, is misdemeanor marijuana cases across this community. We've researched that. We've made that research available. We have 90-something% every year people of color on that. And so we have rejected those cases, and there's been no increase in crime. The premise was we needed to do that to stop violent crime. And so we continue to work on that. We're focused on homelessness and the mentally ill. We have a multi-million-dollar facility that this office is leading the construction of with Dallas County, with the city of Dallas and state entities, and Parkland Hospital, so that instead of incarcerating the homeless and mentally ill, which we know there will be no good outcome, we'll have that facility to take them to. We're also working on pretrial intervention. We want to reduce mass supervision, that is, reduce the number of people who are unnecessarily on probation. They will be held accountable, but not for these 2-year, 5-year, 10-year time periods. And so, once again, we hope to look at the research and get reductions in recidivism. We want to save tax dollars, and we want to be effective in what we do in criminal justice.
Judge, one of the other reforms you have made too, which has become an issue in this campaign, as you know, is not charging offenders for theft under $750. Some folks, including victims of theft, say that makes you soft on crime. What do you say to that?
Let's get the policy straight. First of all, it's anything over 100, but up to 750 that involves food. We said something like diapers or formula. The first $100 of a theft by the state of Texas goes to a municipality. So those cases don't come here. What we have found is that the number of theft cases for the last 5 to 6 years, that category between 100 and 750 has gone consistently down. Some years by as much as 34%.
Even before, Judge, you implemented this?
Yeah, so if you go back about 7 years ago, the number was very high. Don't ask me why. And every year since then, this number has gone consistently, steadily down from the 500 to 600s to 100 and something to 200 a year. And so what's the point? No impact, did not create crime. In fact, I was asked to go to the state before Senate committee, and they had their experts there. And the purpose was to talk about this policy. And everyone there said they could find no evidence that it increased crime, made the community less safe, or had any impact on law enforcement.
Judge, 60 seconds left here. I want you to answer this one too. You recently asked your prosecutors, at least publicly, to stop recommending to a grand jury whether they should indict a case or not. Yes. What's the genesis of this? Because this has kind of been around for a while in the office, but you seem to have expanded it.
Well, so what happened was in 2015, one of my predecessors decided, my understanding is there was criticism that the DA's office was putting a thumb on police cases and causing them to be no-billed or not indicted. And so she developed a policy for that narrow set of cases to not make a recommendation at all. That has been brought up. It's been questioned. I thought about it. It was questioned in a news conference, the last one we had, by a couple of people. And I thought about it, and I thought, well, if it's good enough for this bunch, why isn't it good enough for all of them? So what we've done is made the policy consistent for everybody. It gives primacy to this presumption of innocence. And either we present a case or not, and the grand jury should exercise their discretion in making a decision.
All right. Judge Creuzot, thank you for the time. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
That is one name on the Dallas County ballot. Now to Creuzot's challenger, though, Elizabeth Frizzell. She's a former judge who lost by less than 600 votes last time. Judge, welcome to our program. It's nice to have you here. I want to ask you about the incumbent. Judge John Creuzot has implemented, as you well know, some bold reforms to the office since he took office in 2018. I want to ask you about two of them separately. The first is to stop prosecuting anyone for theft for stealing things under $750 in value. Would you keep that or would you eliminate that? Because it sounds like from your campaign stuff that you don't like that at all.
I don't like that policy. I don't think that policy is effective. I don't think it keeps us safe. And I have heard so many complaints from all over Dallas County, north, south, east, and west, as I've been campaigning, and even before I started campaigning for district attorney. I think we can reform the criminal justice system and still keep everyone safe. When you have a policy that you won't prosecute any case of theft of $750 or less, what happens is the cashiers and the clerks don't call the police, because when they call the police and they come out and take their time to write a police report and send it to the DA's office won't prosecute it. And so you're not really documenting who's committing those offenses.
Judge, another big reform that he made is low-level first-time marijuana possession. He's not prosecuting those cases at all. Would you continue that or would you eliminate that?
I think if you have a first-time misdemeanor marijuana case, there is a way that you can not prosecute it and still help that person. I don't want to send the wrong message that it's okay to smoke marijuana or it's okay to steal. If it's a first-time offense, I think our goal should be within the DA's office to make sure that you don't become a repeat offender. So even though I wouldn't prosecute first-time misdemeanor marijuana, I would try to help them and get them in a program. But I don't agree with the theft policy. I don't think when someone steals from you, you should feel like I can't call the police. No one's going to help me. No one's going to do anything. In fact, what is happening, we have crime rings that are coming in, stealing less than $750, going back out on the street, splitting it and selling it on the street. I don't think that was the current DA's intent, but that is what is happening, and he hasn't corrected that policy. That would be a policy I would definitely change as soon as I get in office.
Judge, the DA is also, the incumbent rather, has also ordered prosecutors recently not to recommend to a grand jury whether they should or should not indict a case. That's something that normally happens in most counties across the state and across the country. The DA has said just let the facts speak for themselves. Do you support this new order?
I don't. I think it's actually a dangerous policy. I've never seen a DA's office vow not to advocate for fairness and justice. I think what Dallas County expects from our district attorney is to advocate. I've been a judge for 20 years, practicing criminal law for 29. I understand a judge's role is to be fair, neutral, and impartial, but an advocate, a prosecutor, is supposed to tell the grand jury, you should indict this case because this is a rapist, a robber, a murderer. Society needs to be safe. Or you should not indict this case because there's not enough evidence. I think it's very important that we play that role of being an advocate, especially when we're the only ones in the grand jury.
We have about 30 seconds left here, Judge. I want to ask you about you coming very close to winning last time. You were within 589 votes out of 100,000 cast, but you questioned the results after the 2018 election. Do you still think there was cheating involved?
You know what? I'm not sure about that. I've never seen an election that close. 2.3 million people in Dallas, and I lost by 0.0001. This time I'm hoping to win by a lot rather than lose by a little. I'm not sure what was going on there. I never could get to the bottom of it, but it's a new election. A lot of people told me I'm not going to vote anymore because I don't think the elections are fair. And I try to encourage them, you should vote. It's important to participate in the process. And I'm hoping that everyone will show up to vote, not just March 1st, but on February 14th for early voting. And hopefully it'll be a fair process for everyone involved.
Judge Creuzot, thank you for the time. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you.